Please tell all your friends, all your family, watch it with your church. Tomorrow is really important. We have been working on this. Tiffany, how long? 2 months?
At least.
Yeah, at least 2 months. It's a show we've wanted to do for a long time about the Christian Holocaust and the Armenian genocide. This is amazing. Once we started peeling the layers away on this one, this is amazing what we found. And the really startling fact is, no one has really told this story. And you'll see why tomorrow. But it is not just a glimpse from the past, it is a glimpse into the future. Please don't miss tomorrow's Root special. John Cardillo is with us. He's a Blaze contributor, investigative blogger at Cardillo.com. John, how are you?
I'm doing great, Glenn. How are you?
Good. I wanted to check with you, see what we found on a couple of things. First of all, is there the possibility? Am I alone in my feeling that Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton are just not going to make it? This is not a fill the airtime with a bunch of ads election. This is a Facebook and Twitter election.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, you're spot on. There is no excitement. Let's start with Jeb Bush. I've never seen a division between the base and the party establishment like I am over Jeb Bush. And Karl Rove is being blamed more than anyone else. Reince Priebus as well, but hey, Karl Rove, you're owned by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Bush is your puppet. And it seems, Glenn, like every day Bush comes out with a new statement that's an example of what not to do. I mean, he's pro-Common Core, he's pro-amnesty. Now Michael Bloomberg is endorsing him, turning off the Second Amendment advocates, and he recently said that one of the best things Barack Obama has done is to continue the NSA big data program. Hillary, same thing. The far-left base is not excited. And the two predominant reasons are no discernible successes and dishonesty. She just isn't to be believed.
Okay, so when I'm trying to remember who it was, went out to college campuses and did a deal. We just played it on radio yesterday or today, and they said, "Why are you for Hillary Clinton?" And they said, "Well, because she's a woman," and that's all they could say, because she's a woman. Is there enough? Hey, I really want a woman, kind of thing to fuel it like it was with Barack Obama?
No. I'm sorry, Glenn. No, and I think it was Jesse Waters who actually did that. And,
yeah, he was.
Yeah, and no, because it's almost become, that talking point, she's a woman, has almost become a mockery. It's almost as if there's nothing else. She's a woman. And, it's kind of like, hey, I want coffee, let's go to Starbucks. They're supporting Hillary because she's Hillary, because she's a woman. There's nothing else. The far left base is really turned off, so they like Elizabeth Warren and Martin O'Malley, who had no discernible successes in Maryland. And now
I've never even heard of this guy. This is how desperate they are for anyone. They don't have anybody. Elizabeth Warren would be a serious candidate, although she barely won in Massachusetts. So getting her to win in the middle of the country, impossible. But at least she's a legitimate candidate. I don't even know who Martin O'Malley is.
Yeah, wait, hold on, though. It gets even better. The Working Families Party is now trying to rally unions for a Bill de Blasio draft campaign.
Oh, my gosh, that would be so
That's
fantastic.
How bad it is.
That would be fantastic. Can I tell you something? I would love de Blasio. Put Hillary in there because she would have to go left.
Yeah.
Put de Blasio in there and put Elizabeth Warren in there. It would be fantastic because they would reveal who they really are.
Exactly. They would show us the true face of today's Democratic Party, right, and the true face of progressivism. Exactly.
Okay, so tell me about the level of excitement for the other candidates. For instance, let's go with Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, in Wisconsin, Governor Walker or Rubio. What are you seeing there?
Well, I think you were right on point in your monologue. A lot of excitement around both Cruz and Paul. So let's start there, because they're really seen as the two most viable. And most of the base wants them in place of Bush. So primaries being what they are, if they were held today, Cruz and Paul would certainly be the front runners. Now, Ted Cruz, he's perceived on both sides of the aisle Even the leftists who hate him acknowledge and concede that he's absolutely brilliant. Those on the right say he's a constitutionalist. I think one place he's getting hung up, but he's doing a masterful job at weaving his way through it, is the left is really trying to hang him up on the gay marriage talking points, and Cruz stays on. Hey, this is a states' rights issue. My personal sentiments have nothing to do with this. It's a states' rights issue. I'm a constitutionalist.
One of his biggest fundraisers in Texas, and I don't know if most people know this, was Peter Thiel, an openly gay man.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Ted Cruz doesn't have a problem with this.
No, he doesn't, and he's answering the questions in a way that the media is not used to. He's answering them as a constitutionalist and leaving them nowhere to go. They really can't argue with the U.S. Constitution despite their burning desire to do so.
Right.
Rand Paul, different demographic, but again, a high level of excitement. The libertarians love him, which you know.
I was surprised. I don't know if you saw last night's show, but we played an extra out of an interview that's going to air next week. I just asked him just kind of off the cuff, what do you think about Rand Paul? Thinking that he would be excited. He wasn't. He thought that he was kind of a fake libertarian. I don't think so, but he did. You seen that anywhere?
Yes, that's where I was going. The left-leaning wing of the Libertarian Party doesn't really trust him because they feel he's a Republican. The far right wing of the Libertarian Party says, well, we like the guy, we want to learn more about him, but we still don't trust him on foreign policy. And there was a photo that circulated of Rand Paul sitting with Al Sharpton. That hurt him with some right-leaning libertarians. But that centrist, that 4 to 7% in that center nexus that you need to win elections, they're intrigued. They're intrigued, and some I would even go as far as say are excited about him. So he's definitely one to watch.
Who's doing the best with independents? Can you tell? Have you looked?
Yeah, right now, Ted Cruz.
Really?
Yeah, because of his constitutional positions. You said something in the monologue that's very true. Somebody only really has to be 60% of what you want. And because Obama has trampled on the Constitution at the level that he has, they're willing to forgive some things if they're going to get a candidate who is as constitutionally minded as Ted Cruz.
So I said on the radio today that I thought if it got down to Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton, if the parties engineered this, it would not only be the lowest voter turnout, if Rand Paul, or possibly Ted Cruz, but I think Rand Paul would be the one that could do it. If Rand Paul ran as a third party, he would win.
Yeah, he could siphon votes from Hillary. You definitely see the crossover in terms of the individuals. When I analyze large groups and I look at individual Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, you'll see a level of support among those indicating support for Hillary. So I tend to agree with you. It's early to tell, but at this juncture, I tend to agree.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it. We'll talk again.
Thanks, Ben.
You bet. Bye-bye. Back in a minute.
Do you